On Thanksgiving Eve 1971, a man parachuted out of a plane with $200,000. The FBI investigated for 45 years. They officially gave up in 2016. Asterisk, asterisk, Chapter 1. The Skyjacker's Arrival. Asterisk, asterisk. The date was November 24, 1971, a Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. A man calling himself Dan Cooper approached the Northwest Orient Airlines ticket counter at Portland International Airport. He was unassuming, dressed in a dark suit, a crisp white shirt, a thin black tie, and dark sunglasses. He paid cash for a one-way ticket on Flight 305 to Seattle, a mere 30-minute hop across the border into Washington State. He settled into seat 18C, a window seat towards the rear of the Boeing 727. The plane, a relatively new model at the time, was a tri-jet with a distinctive rear-mounted air stair, a design feature that would soon become infamous. Cooper ordered a bourbon and soda, lit a cigarette, and waited. Flight attendant Florence Schaffner, a veteran of the skies, noticed nothing out of the ordinary. She had no idea she was about to become a key witness to an unprecedented crime. As the plane ascended, Cooper handed Schaffner a note. She, like many flight attendants, initially assumed it was a lonely businessman's phone number, a common occurrence. She tucked it into her purse. But Cooper leaned in, his voice calm, clear. "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." The words landed with the weight of steel. Schaffner retrieved the note. Its message, scrawled in neat block letters, was chillingly direct. "I have a bomb in my briefcase. I will use it if necessary. I want $200,000 in unmarked American currency. Also 2 back parachutes and 2 front parachutes." Cooper then opened his attaché case, revealing what appeared to be 8 red sticks of dynamite, wired to a battery. The threat was terrifyingly real. The flight attendant immediately relayed the demands to Captain William Scott, who contacted air traffic control, and thus the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The FBI under Director J. Edgar Hoover had never encountered an air piracy quite like this. Their immediate priority: ensure the safety of the 36 passengers and 6 crew members on board. Asterisk, asterisk. Chapter 2. Seattle Negotiations and Takeoff. Asterisk, asterisk. The Boeing 727 circled Seattle-Tacoma International Airport for over 2 hours, burning fuel, while authorities scrambled to meet Cooper's demands. FBI agents, local police, and airport officials worked frantically, a desperate race against time unfolding on the tarmac below. They managed to gather the $200,000, 10,000 crisp, sequential $20 bills, weighing approximately 21 pounds. Each bill's serial number was meticulously recorded, a crucial detail for any future investigation. 4 parachutes were also sourced from a local skydiving school. 2 primary chutes, 2 reserve chutes. Cooper, showing a surprising knowledge of skydiving equipment, rejected the first set offered, noting they were military issue and therefore unsuitable. He specifically asked for civilian-grade parachutes, demonstrating a level of expertise that would later puzzle investigators. At 5:24 p.m. PST, the plane finally landed at SeaTac. Cooper allowed the 36 passengers and Florence Schaffner to disembark. He kept only 3 flight attendants: Tina Mucklow, Alice Hancock, and Andrea Anderson, along with Captain Scott, First Officer Bob Radazak, and Flight Engineer H.E. Anderson. Tina Mucklow, who spent the most time directly with Cooper, would provide the most detailed description of the hijacker: a man in his mid-40s, about 5'10" inches to 6 tall, 170, 180 pounds, with brown eyes and an olive complexion. The ransom money and parachutes were delivered to the plane. Cooper carefully counted the money, confirming the amount. He then instructed the crew on the precise flight path and conditions for the next leg of his journey: a southeast course towards Mexico City, but not directly there. He demanded the plane fly below 10,000 feet, maintain an airspeed no faster than 190 knots, keep the landing gear down, and the flaps at 15 degrees. These were highly specific, unusual demands for a commercial flight. At 7:40 p.m. PST, Flight 305, now with only Cooper and 4 essential crew members, lifted off from SeaTac. Two F-106 fighter jets from nearby McCord Air Force Base were scrambled to follow. But Cooper, aware of the chase planes, ordered the window shades drawn. The jets, unable to maintain such a slow speed without stalling, were forced to fly at a distance, their pilots quickly losing sight of the unlit 727 in the turbulent night sky. Asterisk, asterisk. Chapter 3. The Leap into Darkness. Asterisk, asterisk. Once airborne, Cooper ordered Tina Mucklow to the cockpit and instructed her to remain there. He was alone in the passenger cabin. He systematically prepared for his jump, methodically opening the rear air stair. This was a critical design flaw in the Boeing 727 that no one had anticipated being exploited in this manner. The air stair, intended for ground operations, could be opened in flight. The plane flew through a severe winter storm, with heavy rain and strong winds creating treacherous conditions for a parachute jump. Yet, Cooper showed no hesitation. He strapped on 2 of the 4 parachutes he had demanded, carefully selecting the operational ones and discarding the 2 faulty parachutes the FBI had provided, a subtle act of sabotage that would later intrigue investigators. He also ensured the money was secured to his body. At approximately 8:13 PM PST, somewhere over southwestern Washington, between Seattle and Portland, Cooper jumped. The precise location remains a subject of intense debate, but the generally accepted area is near Ariel, Washington, within the rugged, heavily forested terrain of Clark and Cowlitz counties. The crew felt a slight jolt as the air stair deployed and then a subtle shift in air pressure as Cooper exited the aircraft. The cockpit crew, isolated and unaware of the exact moment, continued their course, following Cooper's last instructions. It wasn't until the plane landed in Reno, Nevada, nearly 3 hours later, that the FBI confirmed the Skyjacker was gone. The rear air stair was found dangling open, swaying in the wind, a gaping maw in the fuselage. The plane touched down safely at 10:15 PM PST, but the man and the money had vanished into the night. The immediate aftermath was chaotic. FBI agents swarmed the aircraft, securing it as a crime scene. Tina Mucklow, traumatized but composed, provided her vivid eyewitness account, becoming the FBI's primary source for Cooper's physical description and mannerisms. The search for Dan Cooper, or whoever he truly was, had officially begun. It would become one of the most extensive and perplexing manhunts in American history. Asterisk, asterisk. Chapter 4. NORJAK and the Vanishing Man. Asterisk, asterisk. The FBI immediately launched NORJAK, Northwest Hijacking, a massive operation involving hundreds of agents, local law enforcement, and military personnel. The initial search focused on a 30-square-mile area around Ariel, Washington, near Lake Merwin and the Lewis River. This region, characterized by dense old-growth forests, treacherous ravines, and the swift-flowing Columbia River, presented an almost insurmountable challenge. For weeks, then months, search teams combed the wilderness on foot, in helicopters, and even in boats along the river. They found nothing. No parachute, no briefcase, no trace of Cooper, alive or dead. The weather conditions on the night of the jump, driving rain, zero visibility, high winds, were so extreme that many experts doubted a successful landing was even possible. The FBI theorized Cooper likely perished in the jump, his body swallowed by the unforgiving terrain. The only physical evidence left behind on the plane were Cooper's black clip-on tie, a mother-of-pearl tie clip, and 8 Raleigh cigarette butts. Crucially, the tie yielded microscopic particles of titanium, aluminum, chromium, and stainless steel, along with cerium, strontium sulfide, and other rare earth elements. These trace elements, identified decades later, would become a critical, yet frustratingly ambiguous clue. They suggested Cooper might have worked in a metal fabrication plant or a chemical facility. The FBI quickly distributed composite sketches based on Tina Mucklow's description. The image of a man with dark sunglasses and a neat suit became iconic, fueling public fascination. Despite publishing the serial numbers of the $200,000 ransom, not a single bill surfaced in circulation for nearly a decade. It was as if Cooper and his loot had been completely erased from existence. The case also had an immediate and profound impact on aviation security. Within months of the hijacking, the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, mandated new security measures. By 1973, metal detectors and X-ray machines became standard at airports, and the Cooper vane, a small spring-loaded device, was installed on all Boeing 727s to prevent the rear air stair from being opened in flight. The era of casual air travel was over, forever changed by one mysterious skyjacker. Asterisk, asterisk, Chapter 5. The money emerges. Asterisk, asterisk. 9 years passed without a single credible lead, a testament to Cooper's meticulous planning or extraordinary luck. The case seemed destined to remain cold, a phantom against the backdrop of American criminal history. Then, on February 10, 1980, the silence was shattered by an 8-year-old boy named Brian Ingram. He was picnicking with his family on a sandbar known as Tina Bar, along the Columbia River near Vancouver, Washington. While digging in the sand, Ingram unearthed 3 bundles of $20 bills, heavily deteriorated but still identifiable. The total, $5,800. The serial numbers matched the ransom money given to Dan Cooper. This discovery was a seismic shift in the investigation. It confirmed that at least some of the money had survived, and it fundamentally altered the FBI's understanding of Cooper's landing zone. Tina Bar is located approximately 18 miles downstream from Ariel, Washington, the FBI's original suspected jump zone. The discovery suggested 2 possibilities. Either Cooper landed much further south than initially believed, closer to the river, or the money, perhaps separated from him during the jump or afterward, had drifted downstream. Hydrological studies conducted later supported the latter theory, indicating the money likely washed ashore after a dredging operation in 1974. The discovery reignited the hunt. The FBI, along with local authorities and volunteers, launched renewed searches of the Columbia River Gorge, particularly around Tina Bar. They dragged the riverbed, scoured riverbanks, and explored isolated islands, but found no further evidence. The remaining $194,200 and Cooper himself remained elusive. Brian Ingram was allowed to keep a portion of